and welcome. Today we're looking at the relatively new Strandberg Boden Essential, the cheapest Strandberg guitar in the line. I was skeptical, and we're gonna voice some of that skepticism in the video. Let's check it out. First, we'll take it out of the, but it's already out of the, but you're gonna, you know. So my first impression with the unboxing was, nice gig bag. And there's earplugs in there. That's an ad for some earplug company, but that's in there. It's nice. And the whole presentation, just extremely nicely done. Everything you get is higher end. They know how to do this. Now, this guitar is satin. There are no flamies on it. It's a satin finish. It is simpler. It's also, I think, the first Strandberg that doesn't have fan fret. Now, not to save money, I think they could do the fan fret at the same price point, but just to offer something different, maybe as a stepping stone for people getting into the Strandberg line, maybe the body shape, the neck shape, which we'll get to, and then fan fret is maybe a little bit much, so they made it a tiny bit simpler, a tiny bit less progressive. So let's listen to some sounds and look at some nice product shots to get you more familiarized with the Strandberg Boden Essential. Now, full disclosure, I am not getting paid for this video, but I'm getting the Strandberg Boden Essential to keep. And then hopefully that opens the door for more Strandberg content on this channel, which would be nice because I'd like to look at more of them. It's been a rough path to even get in the door with this company because they're so busy with all the artists that they kind of, you know, overlooking the reviewers. But maybe that's changing. Let's immediately go into some in-context noodling, just turning on a backing track, didn't even listen to the backing track before, that's why probably some of it sucks big time, just reacting to the guitar and capturing some of what you can do with it. well, wasn't that special? Someone would say if they were older. So we'll look at some specs. The body is made from Meranti. We can't see that. We have no idea. Fine. Bold-on neck maple, says it at Thomann. It should say roasted maple, which is what this is. Fingerboard is rosewood. Two minuscule, mini, tiny dents in there. Nobody cares. Glow-in-the-dark fingerboard inlays and side dots. So these really, really, really tiny dots, I like those. There are dots, but they're not big and they don't look cheap. Dots in the middle, like on a Strat, on something like this, would be weird, but they are here. So for teaching, you can still use it, but you also have side dots for the stage, which is great, and you can see them in any lighting conditions. Neck profile is the patented Enduro neck profile. So let's talk about this. It's not a C, D, V, F shape, whatever. It's the Enduro neck, which means it is, well, 3 straight surfaces. It's rectangular in a way, but then this rectangular strip goes from up to down. Now this is for the technical player. Is it going to get in the way of the blue sky that wants to put their finger around the side, so their thumb around the side? Absolutely not. But the idea is to actually have a perfect playing position. So let's talk guitar lesson here for a second. Satriani said, and he's completely right about this, your thumb should not be used to press against the fingers. The pressure of the fingers on the fretboard does not come from this motion. It's not in this muscle. It isn't. Your thumb guides and you pull your whole hand back, right? So you do this, you pull your hand back and that puts pressure on the fretboard. Let me demonstrate. I can play without a thumb. So the thumb guides, and technically guides in the middle. So when you go higher, the middle kind of changes. So when you go higher, you start here. Okay, I'm completely missing. It's difficult sitting in these positions. I'm missing the notes here, but that's what this neck is supposed to do. Not force you, but help you to be in the perfect position for your thumb. I'm an old school fart. I will up here for the bends sometimes, which you technically don't need to do if you use enough fingers, but I will go and wrap around, which you can still do. It's not in the way. This neck is not in any way, for me, going to be a major adjustment to my playing. But if I want to learn and force myself to play in a perfect position, in a more economically right position, it really helps. Now, right out of the box, this is one of the most ergonomically playing guitars ever. It's one of the most easiest playing guitars. It weighs absolutely nothing. It is super simple to play and shred crazily on it. Action is great, all this. And the neck obviously helps to do that. Now, I recently reviewed a guitar from Ert, which is a great headless guitar at $400. You can get it on Amazon. However, I was afraid that this wouldn't even be able to compete with it at its €1,200 price point at 3 times more. However, it is quite a bit better of a guitar right out of the box because of the playability and the neck, and of course the bridge. Let's get to more things. Fingerboard radius is 508 millimeters. I don't know what that means. 20-inch scale is a 25.5 scale, 24 frets. We got the Strandberg custom OEM bridge humbucker and Strandberg custom blah blah blah. Volume, tone, gain controls. Volume, tone, gain. They copied that from some overdrive pedal. That is incorrect. Volume and tone. 5-way switch. So the bridge is a Strandberg EGS Arc Cast Zinc. They always have their own hardware, and that is the big letdown on many headless guitars, the hardware. Up here, you pinch in the string with a screw. easy to do. Everyone can nail that easily. This is the difficult part because it needs to be in there. It needs to be tunable. It needs to be easily tunable. Is it easily tunable? Not as easy as this. But when it comes to headless bridges, this is among the best ones. I love the one on my Mayonnaise Hydra. It's very good, but it's also 3,500 euro. This works. And they don't get in each other's way. Most companies in the budget realm cannot nail the bridge. And this is really where it's at. So way to go, Strandberg, for nailing that. Machine heads. Well, same thing. Black hardware comes with 10s from the Dario. And includes the gig bag, as I said. And the gig bag is fairly impressive. I love the stitching in there in the green. It's got the Swedish flag on it, right there. Just nice attention to detail. And obviously it's a very travelable guitar because of the size and weight. Now, made in Indonesia. So we covered all that. Love everything about it. This is aluminum and it's recessed. Look, it's possible, people. We can recess it. Tell that to Paul Reed Smith. And it's beautifully done because in the recessed bent aluminum plate, you've got the jack. Beautifully done. Out of the way, perfectly, so that you can wrap it around your strap if you're using a strap. The other strap pin is going to the back there because it's very pointy. We have, of course, very ergonomic heel there. Now, at $11.99, it's not really that far away from a traditional Boden, which is, you know, in the upper 1,000, so maybe 1,600 to 1,800, something like this. In the US, these clocking in at $9.99, depending on where you buy, plus tax, minus tax, plus tax, without tax, whatever. But in Europe, right here in Germany, you'd be forking over 1,200, which is for the lowest range Indonesian-made guitar. It's not cheap. Okay, let me check something. Okay, so the Ibanez Quest series clocks in at the same money. Also includes a gig bag, is also super light, doesn't have the EndurNeck, and honestly, the Ibanez Quest series was a reaction of Ibanez to the success that Strandberg had. So I would say, if some company reacts to it, then why not go to the people that kind of started and have been doing it longer? Ibanez Headless came on the market, you know, a while ago, but really because these were so popular. It's like when you buy an electric car. I'm going to say buy a Tesla because they've been doing it quite a bit longer and successfully. The Quests are nice guitars, and you could play this versus a Quest and see what you like more. The neck is really the thing where it's at. So, it is, even on this humbucker, already quite a bit attacky, punchy, and very top-endy, very wiry. Okay? It's not your round blues Les Paul. Because fucking look at it. So let's get this party started with the Troop Workshop. Most people will probably play this with some kind of modeler because it's a very modern kind of setup. No, we're going to go into tube amps. The Troop Workshop 2864. Clean. You can hear that wiriness. And in between, we have a super wiry in-between sound. Get some effects on that. lot of the Strandberg guitars have Fishman fluence, which are known for complete clarity and string separation. So I don't even know if the Fishman fluence are necessary. I have no idea. The clarity is already there. Of course, easy to say when I'm playing clean, right? Let's play it differently, kind of maybe clean. Let's go to the Royalist from Tone King. Probably not the kind of amp you would play, but that's kind of cranked and classic-y. And we're going to start in the back there. She said... Maybe too bitey there in that pickup position. Gonna go ramp up with the gain here. We're gonna go to the Jet Black from Black Cat. Black Cat Jet Black. This is difficult to say. Even on the humbucker, you've got this bitey, but not too much piercing top end. But we move on to the Deliverance by Frayette, Deliverance 2 Plus, because, you know, that's what it is. Well, with all three amps so far, with all these gainy amps, we could hear that top end. So the guitar really puts itself on top of the amp, and the difference between these three amps isn't that big because the guitar has its sound that always shines through. Of course, we're going to go into the Ref Generator 120 mark. Some mark. It's a mark. It has a mark on it. 3? I'm going to say 3. I don't know. What do I... The blue thing! We're going to go to a V30 cab with that. Of course on the purple channel. That's too much low end there. Now, how is drop D happening on this? I don't know. Let's find out. So, tiny guitar, big sound. And the Engel Artist Edition That was a stinking lie. It's not the Artist Edition, it's the Engel Big Thing. Founders Edition has way too many knobs, but sounds cool amp. Let's go back to E. I cheated, I have a tuner. So some leads from that Engel thing that has quite a bit of gain. It's a bit scratchy there. The top end does scratch through, so you might want to adjust your amp. That's what that knob is for. I now know what the second knob on the guitar is for. It's cool. I mean, it's just a delight to play, honestly. And that's so cool. It changes the tone. So maybe they should call it changey knob. It's so tiny. She said to me every single day, this is cool. I always wanted a Strandberg. Thank you, Olaf, for finally sending me one. I know why people love these, because you just feel like a better player with them. Easy to transport. The quality is still there. I was skeptical that, all the Strandbergs made in Indonesia at that high price point, but it also depends on the QC and the specs and proprietary hardware and all that stuff. If you were always in the market for a Strandberg, but $2,000 was too much for you, I mean, 1,200, okay. I kind of feel that they really would have made a dent and sent a message if these were $899, $799 in Europe, which of course for them is quite a bit of a hit, considering that, $1,299 or $799, that's, there's a difference mathematically speaking. But it's the most affordable Strandberg on the market. Do with that as you will. I'll put links below to all relevant shops. Please use them if you can, because I get a cut and that makes me happy, because the dogs can go to the vet. And trust me, they do need that. We also eat. And eating is a thing that you can clearly see I do quite a bit. Thank you, Strandberg. Thanks, Isaac. Isaac's the guy at Strandberg who actually sent me the guitar. Nice guy. Also can shred like a motherfucker. Links below and animals at the end.
A thousand sorrows with a tearful eye and saddened glow. The horror of a newspaper stand, exploiting terror of another man's hand.